All right, cool. So I am here today with Caroline
Rockwell.
Where's your man at?
He's out running errands. We have a limited time here in town, so he's like, I got to get some things done.
Yeah, because where do y'all live? Do y'all live here?
No, we live in Carson City area, Minden,
Okay.
just down the hill from Tahoe.
Okay. But did you live here when you
We
started
did,
all this?
for 16 years.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
When did y'all move?
We moved 2 years ago
Okay.
up north.
Because of what you're doing with this, or just?
Yeah, well, we wanted to have more resources, and we're near Sacramento where there's a ton of farms, but we're finding people don't want to transport that far. They have too many buyers over there. They don't really need buyers here. So, but yeah, we're just out in the country. We're surrounded by cows every day.
Cool.
We live around cows and out in the country in the mountains, and so yeah, just slower pace.
That's my dream life. Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, it's
I think
beautiful.
after we at some point. So, we didn't really even introduce you yet. So, Carolyn Rockwell with the Vegas Food Co-op. And for those of you who aren't familiar, this is a place a lot of our people get meat. If you live here in Vegas or some surrounding areas, we'll talk about the places that you service. But I just thought it would be really useful to get you in here and just tell us a little bit about how this all started, and then just some useful info for people that want to order, what the ordering process is like, what's the difference in getting meat from you guys versus other stuff, so.
Excellent.
So how did it all start? You said that you had come from Oregon with your daughter. She was
Yep.
a health fanatic or something like that.
Yeah,
So
very
how did it all start? Like what was going on over in Oregon?
Well, in Oregon, we were surrounded by farm stands. We raised our own beef, pig, and lamb every year.
You did?
And we had it on friends' property, but yeah, we
Okay.
raised it and had it butchered. And so we were used to quality food.
It was
and
just part of the deal.
Yeah. And when we moved here, we found that we were kind of in a dust bowl. Nothing grew. There were no farm stands. And the quality of meat, if you wanted high quality meat, you had to be able to go shop at Whole Foods and get quality meat, which wasn't really on the table.
And pay $20 a pound.
Right.
Or 50, whatever.
So
why did y'all move to Vegas though?
Transfer. My husband transferred.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. And then your daughter came with you, or she stayed?
she followed us with
Okay.
her family. She was in her 20s.
Have I met her? Has she been at the drops or anything?
She was when we first started.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably did. But anyhow, at any rate, she was really passionate about food and how food in many countries is medicine. And it concerned her that people in America were looking for chemicals rather than food, especially people with chronic disease. Their diets can really affect the way they feel. The genome study has shown that people don't have to be a product of their DNA, their history, their family DNA. They can overcome disease through nutrition, basically, the way they eat, the way they live, the amount of sleep they get. It's so important. And so for her, the fact that we could get no good food here was really disconcerting. And because she was passionate, she made me passionate. And so we said, how can we get food? And so she contacted a few farms up in Utah and just wanted to...
when was this? What year was this?
Gosh,
Sorry,
that was
That
about
was before I came here. I
8 or
think.
9 years ago.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it was right when I got here then.
Yeah,
So
maybe
just
even
Googled,
10.
Just Googled a bunch of farms trying to find
Grass-fed beef. And then she found pasture-raised pork. And so when she contacted the farms and said, look, if I can get a few people together to buy a beef and a pork, would you be willing to bring it down? And they said, no, we will bring it halfway. We'll meet you halfway is the best we can do.
A beef meaning a whole cow and a whole pig.
One whole cow, one whole pig.
Yeah.
She ended up, her first order, we ended up having 3 beef and 2 pork.
So you basically were searching for yourselves, but then you said, hey, we got a whole cow. Does anybody else want to go in on
Yes.
it? Got some friends together.
Got friends together. That's
Yeah.
how the co-op started.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
just simply friends getting together, trying to find quality meat for a good price.
Yeah. And it started with Christensen Farms? Is that the place?
Christensen's and Barton.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I
So,
remember Barton. Yeah.
And Christensen was the one that when we went and met him halfway, it was such a large order. He said, if you can do this every other month, I'll bring it all the way down. I'll deliver to Vegas. It's never been that small since.
Yeah.
The orders have grown, and it's all word of mouth.
Yep.
It's all people saying, hey, I know where you can get good meat for a good price. And so every other month, we have a drop.
Yeah.
And every other month, they come down with what people have ordered.
Yeah.
And since then, we've added lamb, grass-fed lamb.
That's so cool. I mean, you've impacted a lot of people just by starting out with a little, I would say it all the time. Like if you focus on improving your own personal health, like it has ripple effects beyond what you'll ever be able to notice or see.
So
and this
true.
is a great example of that. Like you're trying to facilitate your own personal health, and people join in on it. And I think it's such a great thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
So what is a co-op? Like, why do you call yourself a co-op?
Well, it's a cooperative between the
That's
farm
what it stands for, right?
and
Cooperative.
us
Yeah. Okay.
and the people who purchase. So, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And each part does their part, So.
Well, yeah, you got the part of obviously the farm raises the animals and butchers them, or is responsible for that part of it, and then
Right.
and then you're facilitating the transfer, and then we have the people that are purchasing.
Yes.
What's their part in it?
Their part
They're purchasing for
is
sure.
to go online, first of all, and check out what we offer. And there is a lot of information on our website. And they can kind of just cruise around through the different pages. I mean, we have recipes, we have information about the meat, the prices, price per pound, and the farm. I mean, we have some information on the farm there as well. So they're able to kind of just check out the website, first of all, see what they might want to order. And then their part is to put things in their cart and purchase it. And then remember, mark it on the calendar, the day of the drop, their time that they've chosen, and show up and pick up their order directly from the farmers.
That's a really good best practice. Is like, I feel like it's common sense, but maybe not. Like when you place your order, put the drop date in your calendar with the address so that you remember to show up for that.
Yeah, and we do send out reminder emails.
Yeah, you're really good about that. You've got a good system going on with it. So why buy from a co-op versus like just going to Whole Foods or even Walmart or something like that? Like,
right, yeah. So definitely buying from a conventional store has conventional ease. You can go in there and you can pick it up on the fly and take it home. The problem is you don't know where that meat came from. You don't know how it was raised, how it was butchered. You don't know who had their hands on it. Was the farm just a corporation that could care less the quality meat? Or was it a small farmer? When you buy from us, you are buying directly from a small farm, which is supporting a third generation farmer. And then you're knowing that the quality of that meat, it was raised on hundreds of acres of grass and pasture land that is unpesticide. They do not spray any herbicides or pesticides on the fields. The animals are not given antibiotics. And they're allowed to do what animals are supposed to do. The fields, the perma-soil of the fields is all fed well because we are the result of what we eat. And animals are too. Animals, when they eat quality grass and they're raised in quality pastures, they're going to get better food. So that's going to result, one, in a better life for the animal, and two, in better meat for us. So
it's better for the animal, better nutrients, better for the earth. I mean, also, like, of course, you're getting a pricing discount because you're cooperating with all these other people.
Yes.
And the more that you buy and the more that the group buys, the better the pricing.
Right.
And then you're also supporting, like, what might be considered regenerative agriculture, which is better for the soil and the planet and all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And our prices, because we buy in such high volume, the farm has to look at the market for the animals and the livestock. What's beef going for? What's pork going for? But because we buy in such large volume from them and we basically sell them out every other month, they have not raised their price on us in 2 years, which is amazing because the price of meat has gone up. The demand has gone up, but they have held their prices for us. And I truly appreciate that. I mean, it makes it affordable for me personally, but I know it makes it affordable for all the members of the co-op.
Yeah.
To just get good quality meat at a good, fair price. Our saying has always been, you shouldn't have to be wealthy to be healthy. Yeah. And so we try and find good quality products, meats, nuts, honey, for a good price. Same thing with our honey. He hasn't raised the price in years.
Same people do that, or is it a separate little thing?
No, it's Honeyville, Utah is where the honey is produced. Okay. And so it's a different farmer, a different agriculture farmer, but same thing. We buy such high volume. He hasn't raised the price on us, which is amazing. Yeah,
I love their honey. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, me too.
So the main animals that you can get from the co-op and from Christensen Farms is going to be beef, pork, and then lamb, right? Okay,
Yep.
so all pasture raised,
Yep.
just as natural as you can get.
Just as natural as you can get. Yep.
And it does taste amazing. So now, well, you vote with your dollar. Like if you're in this mode and you're like with a lot of people that we work with, we don't enforce or mandate that they buy organic grass-fed starting out, because a lot are just on a budget and they just need to make things really easy and simple.
Right.
But at some point in that progression, once people start to feel really good, it's like, okay, how can I do this a little bit better? And so this is a great way to do it, because you're increasing the quality, you're getting better nutrients, it's supporting people that are changing the world in a better way, healthy for the soil. Like it's just a way to upgrade every bit of what you're doing as far as your meat consumption goes.
Yeah, it really is.
Yep. And the price. So you mentioned the price. Like what is the price and compared to like what we might see at like Whole Foods or something like that, or do you know?
Yeah, well, so if you're going to go to Whole Foods and you're going to buy a pound of ground grass-fed beef, you're going to pay about $78 a pound. When you buy a 30-pound CSA share, which is you're literally buying a 12th of a beef. You're sharing. Yeah, you're sharing that beef with 12 other people. But you're going to get some steaks, you're going to get some ground beef, you're going to get some roast. And then like if you were going to buy, say, the pork CSA, you're going to get some bacon, you're going to get some pork chops, you're going to get some tenderloin, you're going to get some ground pork. So you have some ham maybe. If you buy it cured, if you buy it uncured, you'll get roast and pork belly. So that's the difference between the cured meat. A lot of people want to know that.
Yeah, let's make sure we emphasize that when we come down the ordering.
Yeah.
But if I hear you right, what you're saying, so like you go to Whole Foods, ground beef can be anywhere from like $6, like you said, up to $7.50 or something a pound. But then you got rib eyes that are like 18, 19, 20 bucks a pound. And so what you're saying is you buy a portion of a cow, you get a bunch of different cuts, and that averages out to be about $6.50 to $7.50 a pound.
About $7.50 a pound.
For everything from ground beef to ribeye steaks to fillet, like the whole gamut.
You're going to get 3 packages of steaks, and they're going to be good quality steaks, And so for $7.50 a pound.
Yeah.
So when you buy, and the more you buy, the less expensive it gets.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do a quarter beef, you're going to average about $5.25 a pound.
Wow, yeah. And a quarter beef is a quarter cow.
It's a quarter cow. You're sharing it with 4 people.
Cool.
And then the pork ends up being about $4.25 a pound for pork when you buy half a pork.
Yeah. And those numbers on the side, I noticed that you usually have some notes there, average hanging weight, average cost per pound, but it varies because all the animals are individuals. And
they are. They are. Fall animals tend to be heavier. It's just the way nature is. They eat a little bit more. They're gearing up for winter. And so fall animals tend to be a little heavier and bigger. We do have people that request, can I have a smaller sized quarter beef or a smaller size, because they don't have quite as much in their budget for it. So they're looking for saving money, buying the quarter or the half, but can I get smaller? And absolutely. We pass those notes on. Can I get sugar-free bacon with my, half a pork? We pass those notes on.
Yeah,
so we try to, make sure the butcher and the farm knows exactly what the person wants when they order.
Yeah. Because in your ordering, you have like a notes piece.
Yes.
And you can definitely request.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've done it all the time. Like I'll get bacon, plus I don't like the ham. I'd rather have the pork roast.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. Same here. I'm with you there. So so we individualize the orders. The more you order, the more you can individualize. When you get a CSA share, unfortunately, those are literally just packed 12ths, and you really can't individualize those. And that's just the way the butcher won't do it. Yeah. They're running their beef and they're doing it a certain way, and they don't want to stop and have to individualize smaller orders.
Yeah, it's a preset package.
Yes.
And then the bigger one's a little bit more custom.
Yeah, you have a lot. You can get your pork chops cut thicker, or you can get your bacon cut thinner.
Oh,
or
nice. That's good to know.
You can change that when you order more.
Cool. So let's go through, what's the ordering process like? I mean, first step is probably just go to the website, right?
Go to the website.
What's the website?
www.vegasfoodcoop.com.
Okay.
So it's co-op with no hyphen.
.com. All right, cool. And then there you usually have buy meats, and you've got like the next drop dates and things like that.
Yes.
So explain the process. Like what happens? You go in, you have a drop date, you got these addresses. Like how do you figure out if someone's never done that before?
Right. So the first thing you do is say you want to go in and you want to order a pork CSA share.
which is a good place to start. One
Yeah.
of the CSAs is a really good place because it's like $150 or something like
Yes,
that, right?
it's $165
Okay.
for 30 pounds of pork. And if you want half pork, half beef, that's a nice one to start with. It's
love that
15
one.
pounds of each.
Yeah.
That's $190.
Okay, so
So,
I would recommend if you're new
$195.
to this, that's a really good place to start because you get a blend of pork and beef, 15 pounds of each.
Yeah.
And it's only a $200 investment, and you get to see what the process is like. And then once you see the process, you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. And then you can venture into bigger ones if you want to. So go ahead. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So say you want to pick that. Well, you would go to Buy Meats. You would go, it would bring up a page of pictures and information, and you would go to, say, the combo CSA share. You would click on it and put it in your cart. When you put it in your cart, it gives you options on how to check out. Do you want to use PayPal? Would you rather use a credit card? We have Stripe that processes the credit cards. It's all secure. We do have a secure processing. I forget what the cert is called, but it's our website. You can pay for it, and it's totally secure.
Right.
We pay for that option on the website. So you would choose how you want to pay, and then pay for your purchase. Write down your drop date.
Well, but you choose your drop location too,
and
right?
choose your drop location.
Okay.
And you choose cured or uncured.
Okay.
So you have options. When you get pork, you get to choose cured or uncured.
So drop location, if you're in Vegas, you've got like a couple, right?
Yes.
And then if you're outside of Vegas, it lists out the different
Yeah,
areas.
right now we just have the 2 in Vegas.
Okay.
We do have some people up in Carson City that order from us that will bring it to them. They just email us and say, I'm up here, would you bring it up? And we will.
What are the other drop locations outside of Vegas, though? Do you have any other drop locations?
Not right now. We
Oh, cool.
have the 2 in Vegas.
Okay.
So there's North Vegas, which is off Valley View near Charleston.
Yep.
And then we have the South Vegas one, which is off Blue Diamond.
Cool.
West Windmill. So,
So you go in, order. If you've never done it, that's a good place to start, the CSA.
yes.
Share, and then choose your location that's conducive to where you live.
Where you live, and the times.
Yep, and the times, yep, because
Yep.
there's a window that you have to make it there.
Right.
And then put that in your calendar, and then on that date, you show up in between those times, and there's a big truck there with a bunch of smiling people, and you're usually there, and then they call out names, or you drive through now because of the
You
COVID
drive
thing,
through,
right? But,
yeah. So
and
you
then,
get
and then
in
they'll
line
grab your
and-
thing, and it's a box of just like amazing looking stuff, all vacuum sealed, 2-person servings about,
Yeah.
like
About
super, super convenient. Pre-frozen, so you can take it and put it right in your freezer. or
right in
something
your
like that.
freezer, yeah. And they're double wrapped, so even if the vacuum seal gets a pinhole, sometimes that happens during packaging, it's still totally fine.
Yeah.
Because it is double wrapped, and it's all the wrapping, the plastic is non-toxic, and so they do a really good job of preserving the meat.
Cool. And then options. So you said cured versus uncured. That's a question I get a lot.
Yes. So cured, it's speaking when we say cured or uncured, it's just speaking about the bacon
And the ham.
and the hams. And so with cured, you're going to get processed bacon, which is cured with brown sugar, and you're going to get hams or ham steaks, which is also processed cured with brown sugar.
Yeah. And just to clarify, processed means cured. It means basically
cured.
a traditional curing process.
Yes,
That's it. Yeah.
That's all it means. It's not smoked.
Yeah.
It's just cured in a brine, basically.
Yeah. And the bacon is amazing. The ham is amazing. So when you choose cured, you're getting bacon and ham.
Right.
When you choose uncured, you're getting.
You're going to get pork belly.
Oof, love
and
that
you're
too.
going to get roast. So the ham is the hind part of the pork. So you're going to get hind roast. You're also going to get shoulder roast even if you choose cured.
Yeah.
So even if you choose cured, you will get pork roast.
You get a mix of roast and ham.
Yes.
Yeah.
So uncured, you're going to get all roast, which the shoulder roasts are amazing for shredding, and the hind roasts are awesome for roasting. And you're going to get pork belly, which is unsliced, so you can slice that up and cook it. And we've got some recipes on the website on the pork belly.
We're pork belly masters. Some people in
I've
the
seen
SAC,
you.
we love it. So basically, the cured, you're getting some bacon and ham plus some shoulder, and then everything else, you're still getting ground pork and still getting pork chops, which are freaking amazing.
Yes.
And then if you get the uncured, you're getting pork belly and roasts, and then you're still getting ground pork and pork chops and stuff like that. Now, the beef is just the beef. Like, it just comes in its various cuts.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you can always order a la carte things. Let's say you want a pork CSA share, but I also want to get some ground beef.
Or some extra pork chops.
Yes, you can order those a la carte and add them on. So, it's really good to kind of go through the website and see what all we order and have to offer, and then pick and choose what you want. Oh, I just, I want a pound of brats because I want to try them. And I want, 10 pounds of ground beef. You're going to save money if you buy 10 pounds.
Yep.
We have a price break from buying single pound to 10 pound on the ground meats. And then there's even 30 pound, you're saving even more money. So depending on what you eat, you can choose.
Yep.
And you can buy as little as 1 pound of ground beef, and that's it. Or you can buy a quarter cow. And there's no membership fee. There's no minimum purchase. A lot of co-ops will charge a membership fee just to belong. And then they will charge a minimum. You have to order a minimum amount, or you have to order so often. You have to have so much at every drop or every other drop. We don't do any of that.
Yep.
You know, you buy what you want when you want it, and what you're going to eat, what you're going to enjoy.
Yep.
And so
You can start small to test it out, and you're going to love
absolutely. I totally recommend it.
I do want to make a plug too for the bones. Like, you can get bones, beef bones for stock, because a lot of us are stock fanatics.
Yes.
And I've even made requests for pork bones, which they don't
They
have
do
that
do.
on the site. Oh, they do
They
now?
not
Okay.
on the site, but we
they
do
will.
have them.
Yeah. I love pork broth.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the
You
best,
can
so.
totally, anything you don't see on the website, like say the organ meat, you don't see heart, you don't see tongue, but we can get it.
You can ask for it.
And you can ask for it, and I will tell you how much it is a pound, and we will let the ranch know we need this, and they will purchase it back from the butcher to sell it. It is not automatically included in the butchering.
Cool.
Unfortunately, that's just the practice.
Yeah, because most people don't really ask for that.
Right, but we can get that.
Yeah.
I've had people email me and request, can I get a brisket? Can I get just chuck roast?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so we can make that happen. It's
So
just
your contact info's on there,
Yes.
very clear. So if you got a question, like, they're super responsive.
Email me.
And
yeah.
accessible. So that's
Yeah.
so awesome. Yeah. So, and when you go on there, like, you know, whatever you see that you think you might like you'll notice as time goes on, you get closer to the drop, like, it's sold out.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, you know, once you're scheduled for the next drop, you definitely want to get in there and make a purchase, because it goes pretty quick.
Yeah, we're taking orders right now for the April 2nd drop. So we usually start taking orders for the next drop before the current drop has happened, just because things are getting sold out. And you know, I want people to know that they can get them. A lamb we can't even get till June. They have to grow. Unfortunately, we've you know, sold all the ones that are mature, and so we have to let them grow and reach close to a year before we butcher them. So
You encouraged me to get lamb that one time, and it was so amazing.
it is amazing.
Yeah, it was so
Love
good. The ground lamb was just, it was so good.
Yeah, and we do have that now on the side. We didn't used to be able to, but we've just added ground lamb you can purchase.
Nice.
But
All right.
Yeah.
So other considerations we were talking about before, like if someone's like new to this, you know, like, do they need to have a freezer?
yes.
Depending on how much they get, right?
Yes, depending on how much you get. If you're going to get a quarter beef, you need about 5 to 6 cubic feet of freezer space to hold that quarter beef. And a half a pig is about 3 cubic feet of freezer space.
So if you're not buying like just some individual like pork chops and stuff like that, it's probably nice to have like one of those cube freezers.
Like a 10 cubic foot freezer would totally hold the family package, which is your best price cut.
Yeah. And those are inexpensive. I mean, I got mine at like Lowe's, and it was
they last
ridiculous.
if you're going to get a family package, a quarter beef, half pig, it can sit in your freezer for 14 to 18 months.
Yeah.
It's still good.
Yeah. I'm still eating stuff from last year.
Yeah, my husband and just the two of us, and we buy it twice a year. We just routinely, and then we buy like a lamb and a half every year, just for 2 people.
All right,
So-
and then other considerations we were mentioning before, like, you know, when you place your order, put it in your calendar with a reminder, location, date, address, so you're not like running around last minute trying to contact Carolyn and ask like, what's the drop, when's the drop, where's the drop, you know. And then also when you place your order, also check your junk mail, and then once your email comes in, maybe consider adding that to your safe senders list or something like that, so that you get the blog updates and the drop updates and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We post pretty regularly updates and add to the website, and so if you sign on as a member and you sign up for our blog, you're going to get those updates and post. And you know, our email's on there. You can totally email us with questions, and it's fine, but it's really a good idea. We hate for people to miss the drop and lose the money and the meat. They're out both. They've lost their money and their meat because it's not refundable. The animal's already been butchered. So we hate for people to miss it.
And
our
if that
biggest
situation pops up, like I've had people say, hey, I'm not going to be in town. Can you grab my meat for me? I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, he would text you and just say, hey, I'm picking up for Kim or something like that.
We have people do that all the time.
Yeah. So definitely put it in your calendar. Check your email and junk mail. And I think that's a really good summary of what you guys do, right?
And people put a deposit down. Often they'll want to know, well, when do I have to pay for the remainder?
Oh, yeah.
And it's the week before the drop. That's when we get the hanging weights. That's when we send out the invoices. They are emailed. And that's when people would pay. Yep. It's you need to pay before the drop for the remainder, but it's not until the week before.
Yeah. Because the animals are weighed and they're different every time.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So if you're not doing the CSA, if you're doing a quarter or a half or something bigger than that, then your secondary invoice will come before the drop, just before the drop. Yeah.
Yep. That deposit holds that portion of that meat for you. Cool. And if people want 100% grass-fed, all they have to do is tell me. Because the beef are offered barley grass at the last 30 days. They're not force-fed it. They're just offered it. It's non-GMO barley grass, and what it does is it makes a nice marbling of the meat, and it makes it more tender. Fall beef, typically the grass they eat, the seed for the grass is attached, on the grass they're eating, and it's that seed that makes fall beef the most prime. It's because it makes it marbled and tender. Wow. Barley grass has the seed attached, so that's why the ranch will offer the last 30 days the beef barley grass. Because it'll be like fall beef. It'll be marbled and tendered with nice fat running through it. And so that's why they're offered it. But they're not force-fed it. Cool. And if you would prefer not to, all you have to do is let us know. And we will have the ranch set aside a beef that has no barley grass offered to it.
Nice, yeah. So. For the record, I think if you're looking for good quality meat, the barley thing is great. Like
it really is.
It supports everything that we've talked about here today.
Yeah.
So, but some people are just like, well, I gotta have 100% grass fed, and then you have that option. You can just make a request or something like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So Carolyn comes to Vegas from freaking Oregon, and out of an interest in trying to source some good meat, she teams up with some people, and now we've got this thing 10 years later, and it's just like you're doing such a world of good for so many different people, and I think it's just such a great operation.
It's such a joy. Yeah. I love connecting with like-minded people. For me, it's such a joy. We drive from the Carson City area now. We don't live here anymore, but we drive down every other month to be at the drop because we've collected everyone's orders and money. We want to make sure they get what they ordered.
Yeah.
And the ranch doesn't get paid until we're satisfied that everybody got what they ordered, and then they get paid. And so our part is just really to ensure that people down here have quality meat that at an affordable price available to them, and that they get what they ordered, that they're happy.
Yeah. I love it. Like, I love going to the drops, and when I can, I'll sit out there and have a drink with a couple of friends, and just like I get to see a lot of people that I know from the SHT community, and it's just beautiful to see people coming together.
It is.
It's weird because it's almost like you're smuggling drugs in a parking lot, but it's meat. It's like, it shouldn't, I don't know. Yeah.
It's kind of, a little funny to do that way, and we've had the police drive up and say, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And we'll explain it to them, and then they end up buying.
Yeah. You get any extra?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So website again, vegasfoodcoop.com.
.com.
Right? And then if someone is not in the Vegas area, they could Google co-op near them. I forget the name of the website. Okay, I'll put a link to it in the notes because you can look for other farms in your area because we have a lot of.
Yeah. And
Cool.
resource good quality. Support the small farms.
Yeah.
It does make a difference in how you feel.
Yeah.
It really does.
And when you do it this way, it's very cost effective. So
it is. Yeah.
Oh, I got a present for you before we go. So thank you so much, Carolyn.
You're welcome.
I was hoping your hubby was going to be here, but you get to take advantage of this all by yourself, or you can just take it with them because you guys got a drop today, right?
We do.
All right, so I got you our homemade pecan pie.
Oh my goodness, I love pecan pie.
We got two it's legit, like no wheat, like it's just awesome. We call these SHT patties, which sounds like cows. And then some fudge. So yeah.
No way.
Yep.
Oh, Thank you
so much. Thank you for what you do.
Yes,
Yep.
thank you. Thank you for what you do in your community. We love them. We love seeing them at the drop.
Yeah, I felt like for a while there, we were like 80 or 90% of the people that like showed up.
It's so fun, and it's
Yeah.
so fun seeing the same faces and
Yeah.
names come through, and so we're here at every drop. We greet every person.
Yep, yep.
So,
All right, y'all
all
look
right.
for Carolyn. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Bye.